What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Quicksand, and this is episode 77 of Mindset Monday. Stay tapped in because today's episode is all about how fear lives in the future. If you like this video and want to see more, I have a playlist up above of 76 other mindset videos for you to tap into, so go and check those out. But for now, drop a like and comment on this video, and of course, as always, subscribe and share with someone who you know can benefit. Tap in. Where you grew your grass organic, everything that you're doing is because of the work, one step at a time, level up each time. Everything will fall in place. These are all life lessons we're all going to learn together. Quicksand Mindset Brand. All right, y'all, we're back with another video highlighting the book Mind Gym, An Athlete's Guide to Inner Excellence. I've highlighted this book a couple times in the Mindset Monday segment, and this is just another one we're adding to it. So the chapter that we're going to read today is Fear is in the Future. And so basically what I do, when I have a book out is I'll read the book, I'll read some of the most important highlighted points that I made, and then I'll go off and discuss the concepts, maybe in detail, maybe in some stories that I have personally in relation to the information that I'm reading. And we just go about it that way. We just kind of free flow and just go with the flow, go with it. All right. So the first portion of this chapter is, what is fear? Fear is a mental response to a perceived danger or threat. Fear releases a chemical hormone that can inhibit performance and shut you down. And I'm sure if you're an athlete, you've been in this situation before, where your own mind is what limits you from being great and performing to the best of your ability. When you're afraid in sports, you play small. This is because you're focused on the negative. You're worrying about making mistakes. Instead of just playing your game, you're trying to play it safe. You're playing not to fail. You're playing small and you're playing scared. You're not playing like yourself. You're not playing how you do in practice, right? Because I know a lot of people are amazing in practice, amazing in pickup games, but when it comes to the real game and the pressure is on, the pressure seems to be too much. They mentally check themselves out of the game because they don't believe that they can be great, or they think more about the mistakes. They think about, okay, if I shoot this shot and I miss it, my teammates are going to get mad, and when they get mad, then they're not going to want me to shoot again. Then I could possibly get taken out of the game. And people really think this way. If you think about all these things in the game, you're not tapped in, you're not focused, and you can't be there for your team. And you're going to make more mistakes, and you're going to find yourself out of the game, mentally and physically sitting on the bench. So you have to not allow fear to control you. You have to control fear. And there's a great example, actually, not even in this book. So there's a guy he's a coach actually, named Taylor Allen from DeepGame. And he has a YouTube channel. Go and check that out. And DeepGame is the game played within the mind, the game of basketball played within the mind. And he has 7 laws or 8 laws that he follows and he's created. And the first law is the law of presence. And it says that as thought increases, performance decreases. Or performance increases as thought decreases. It can be switched. And what this means is the more we think about the game, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, whatever, the more we think about the game, the less impactful that we can be with our actual skills, because we're overthinking everything. We're overanalyzing. And he calls it fractured focus, where our mind isn't focused on the present moment and what we can control. It's focused on a lot of other variables that are out of our control. Example, let's say I miss a shot. How did I miss that shot, bro? I've been practicing all day. How am I missing that? This is the easy shot. I just turned the ball over, right? You turn the ball over. Oh my God, I made another mistake. Coach is going to be upset with me. Is coach mad? Is he getting me out? Is so-and-so coming in for me? Oh my God, I knew that was going to happen. Fractured focus. You're focused on the things that you can't control. Once something has been done, if you turn the ball over, it's done. It's over. Get that out of your mind and move on to the next play. If you miss a shot, if you miss 3 shots in a row and you're a shooter and you've been practicing over and over in practice, you better freaking shoot that ball again especially if your coach has you in there for that reason. Keep shooting the ball. Next shot mentality, short-term memory. These are crucial, valuable steps that you need to take as an athlete to control the things you can control. And so that was just something that really helped me out with Taylor Allen and the DeepGame. Focus on what you can control. Don't focus on the fractured focus, the things that are out of your hands. I just repeated myself right there. Actually, you know what? As far as Taylor Allen, he has within the first law, which is the law of presence, he has a drill that you can do. It's a form of meditation to help you tap into the zone. And it's called the full focus drill. And as far as I remember, he said basically you just sit down in an empty room, quiet, have the basketball in front of you where it's in your vision. And what you have to do is stare at the basketball for upwards of 2 to 5 minutes. You can put on some meditation music and just breathe. 3 seconds in, 6 seconds out, while you stare at the basketball the entire time. So it's a way for you to tap into the zone on command, because what you're doing is you're teaching your mind and your brain to focus on one task. Focus on the basketball. There's going to be a lot of thoughts that pop into your head. Accept those thoughts, but don't listen to them. Just focus on the ball. Focus on controlling your breathing. Focus on bringing your mind and your body back together and connecting. So that's the full focus drill, and that helped me a lot, and it still does. And I teach that to athletes that I work with. So let's move on here. Fear lives in the future. And athletes, the highest level of athletes, they live in the now, the present. Today, Curry, the Warriors had a game 7 against the Kings. They played at Kings, and Kings Arena they go crazy, right? They love their fans. They're going wild with the cowbells, going crazy. Curry today dropped 50 points, and now his team is moving on to play the Lakers, which I got the Lakers, of course, in 6. He came focused, he came ready, he came prepared. All the reps that he's put in his entire life came to fruition in this moment, like it always does for him. And there's moments where he fails, of course, but he doesn't stop shooting, right? Because he works on it every day. Confidence through repetition is important. Especially for young people, actually. So this is actually good, too. So it says right here that fear is something we learn as kids. And you might have a coach that yells at you, why are you making mistakes? Why are you missing shots? Blah, blah, blah. That pretty much what he says right here is that, like, young people internalize those critical messages. And from an early age, they start to develop a fear of failure and a fear of doing the wrong thing because coaches have yelled at them. They internalized that fear, that mistake with fear. And when that happens, as they get older into teenage, into adults, that mindset still sticks with them. If I make this mistake right here, I remember back in the day, coach got mad at me. Someone's going to get mad at me if I make another mistake. If I miss this shot, they're going to get mad. If I miss a defensive assignment, I'm going to get screamed at. And so you start to fear these things, and then the things start to happen. Right? So you fear that it's going to happen, and then you speak it into existence because you're not focused on controlling your own skills and your own mind in the present moment. Focus on what you can control in here, right? You can focus on your energy and your effort at all times. You can have an off game offensively, missing all these shots, missing passes. But if you have energy and effort and you're focused on rebounding the ball, playing good defense, running back on defense, running the passing lanes, making the extra pass, passing up a good shot for a great shot, right? You see that a lot with Klay Thompson and Curry. Klay Thompson will be in the corner wide open. He'll shot fake and pass it up to Curry, who's even more wide open, who hits that shot. Passing up a good shot for a great shot. Do all the small things, the intangibles. Control what you can control. Extremely important, because if you're living with fear, you're going to keep finding that failure in your lap. Fear is as big and as powerful as we imagine it to be. That's a great statement. That's a powerful statement, because that's true. We think In our head, situations are a lot bigger than what they really are. It's really not that big of a deal. You make a mistake, you bounce back. That's what I tell the kids that I coach, right? Let's say, for example, I come down the court, or a player comes down the court, and they're trying their best to try to get through the defense. They're using screens, but then they throw the ball out and they turn the ball over. Okay, well, my thing is like, okay, how are you going to react? Are you going to put your head down and look towards the bench and be like, okay, who's going to take me out? Or are you going to do what I taught you and go and get the ball back? Go and get a steal, get a deflection, get a block. Go grab a rebound after they go up and miss, right? Go and get the ball back when you make a mistake. Bounce back from it immediately. So that way it's not lingering in your mind, a couple possessions, right? You're trying your best to make up for what you just made a mistake on. And that's one of the best things that I can tell you is like channeling your energy in a whole different way, right? And not internalizing the mistake and making it about you. It's about the team. What can you do for the team at this point, right? How can you bounce back? When you resist fear, you're only keeping it alive. So you have to run towards fear. You have to put yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's extremely important, and it's hard. It's hard to take that leap of faith into the fire, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. It's the unknown. But what if it can turn out better than you can imagine? That always lingers in my mind. And then you just take the leap and you realize that it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. Important. Athletes should accept fear and recognize it as the body's way of telling them to become more energized. You got to go and hunt your fears, is what it says here. All the negative thinking is going to help create the result that you don't want. You can speak things into existence. A great example right here is of Jerry Rice, an all-pro wide receiver. He said that he learned how worrying was undermining his full potential. He said, I've matured. When I would drop passes, I would get down on myself as a rookie. But as I got older and matured more, any short drop, I'm not tensing up anymore. I'm starting to really think about using the techniques that I've been practicing, right? Instead of just doing what I've been doing in practice, I would be in the mindset of, oh man, I should be catching these footballs. Like I shouldn't be dropping these, right? But the moment he stopped worrying about it and became more mature is the moment that he shined to be one of the best wide receivers in the game. So ask yourself these questions. This is the very end of it. Ask yourself these questions right here. How does fear limit your life personally? How do you think it limits your performance in whatever you're doing? If you're an athlete, if you're a business person, if you're in school, how is fear limiting your life and your performance? What thoughts are accompanying your fears? What physical sensations do you experience? People start sweating, their palms start sweating, they start feeling internally hot, right? There's things that happen. What is that for you? What does that look like? Many great athletes who use anger as motivation also turn fear into an ally. This person right here said, I was scared to death, but I made fear score points for me. Fear is now behind me. Fear is six inches off my back, and that's where fear is. I can feel its presence, but it's not going to catch me. I'm going to take fear and use it to my advantage. Remember, fear doesn't keep you safe. Your training does. So put in the work. Work on your mind, work on your body, work on your spirit, work on that meditation, work on your skills every single day. You can't let fear scare you into doing things that you shouldn't be doing or having your mind get you out of the present moment. Your mind is powerful and you have to work on it every day. So read books, meditate when you can, get some sleep, and put yourself and surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are even more in a power position than you, so you can learn. Thank you all for watching this episode. I appreciate you all. Again, this is Mind Gym, an athlete's guide to inner excellence. They have so many other gems in this book. That's why I'm going to keep opening it back up and and, you know, teaching what I can. But thank you all for watching this episode. This is episode 77. If you want to see more, I have a playlist up above of 76 other videos for you to tap into. So go and check those out, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Quicksand Mindset. I post daily inspirational videos on there. So go and check those out and share with someone who you know can benefit. Tap out.